Hello there, everyone! Welcome to the first episode of the Kagami cast. Today, I have Big Dude.
Hi.
And Scott.
Hello.
So, this will be the first podcast. No, I'm not gonna do our introductions. Pick. Who are you?
I'm Pick Dude. I stream on Twitch and I can't tie my shoes.
And he's Scott.
Yeah, I'm Scott. I'm kind of boring and I don't stream.
But he knows the difference between an aileron roll and a barrel roll.
A barrison roll.
What is it?
An aileron roll is when you're in some sort of aircraft and you push the stick to the right and use the ailerons to just roll the aircraft over. A barrel roll is a much more complex maneuver involving actually pitching and rolling the aircraft at the same time to trace the outline of a cylinder, which is why they call it a barrel roll.
And that's why a rabbit kept saying, do a barrel roll, because Slippy wasn't going to get it any other way. So, new games coming out. We all love games. You know, it's kind of why we're on the internet. We're going to start with the new horror game made by the ones who made Amnesia. No, not a Machine for Pigs, because that one was shit. But, Dark Descent, Soma. So, Pick! What's your thoughts on Soma?
So far, it's not as good as the original Amnesia, and I'm only, let me double check, I think 2 hours into the game. Doop 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 doop.
So you played a little bit of it and you haven't really seen too much that
3 hours, I played 3 hours. But, so far, it's a lot like Amnesia, except without the whole thing where if you die, the monster goes away.
Well, hey, that's a good thing.
It can be, because, I mean, it kept the story flowing in Amnesia and prevented you from getting frustrated on certain enemies like you can in Outlast if you're dumb.
It's true. They also have a point in it where if you die to it, sometimes it respawns you in the room with it walking through the door.
And then you die.
But then it goes away a little bit, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So, as someone who's just watched it, is it worth watching?
It's not bad as long as the person who's presenting the content, like playing the game and stuff, is, you know, not a total jackass.
I'm sorry.
Is the game itself intriguing?
Yeah. I mean, I hate scary games because I am one of the most paranoid motherfuckers out there, but it's enjoyable to watch.
And it's underwater.
Yes.
Also, I mean this in the nicest of ways, but fuck that game, I can't fix its brightness for some people. Turn up your brightness on your monitor before complaining to me. I'm sorry, just come watch my videos and forgive me.
It's a dank game. That's all it is.
So, we've got Soma, we've got horror games, but what about something that's more disturbing? Something which title makes you not want to tell your friends you're playing it. You know it is The Binding of Isaac, but its new DLC? It's called Afterbirth. Go tell your mom you want that for Christmas. Hopefully she doesn't deliver.
Would it be worse to just say Rebirth?
No. Because she's gonna deliver.
No, Rebirth would be worse. It's like, get back in there! Ah!
Well, maybe that's why she wanted to step on you. So you'd be a little bit more...
here!
So, with it, it's out, available for pre-order and releases on the 30th of October. It's going to introduce a bunch more items, a new playable character, and more transformations. Oh, I'm so excited for transformations.
Can you be a Super Guppy?
If I can't be Super Guppy, I'm going to be a little disappointed. But, you know, with Rebirth, they did actually introduce another transformation where you could become Lord of the Flies. It was really difficult to get and pretty terrible. You had to
Basically the same.
3 of the fly items. You didn't spawn flies, you just turned enemy flies into yours. So They're going to be multiple transformations. I believe one of them is supposed to be a mom transformation.
What?
If I remember correctly. Could be wrong. Go check bindingofisaac.com for Edmund McMillan's posts all over there. It's going to be great. One of the new characters' name is Lilith, which I think is awesome. And synergies are going through the fucking roof. They're all like, oh man, so cool. They synergize now. But, Brimstone, it doesn't synergize with rubber cement. Now it does. Oh yeah.
So with the transformation things, what you're saying is this isn't even the final form?
This isn't even my final form.
The real question is Guppy our final form?
Guppy is the destroyer of world. He has always been the final form.
Because I'm not content to just be a guppy. I want to be a fish.
Wait, are you gonna go after a worm in a spacesuit? And change your name to Bob?
No.
Okay. Earthworm Jim gone everywhere!
That's not even what Earthworm Jim looked like, I think.
He's a worm in a spacesuit.
He's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's literally a worm in a suit.
Well, he's in a action-y suit with a gun.
That's practically a spacesuit. Also, he rides a rocket. He just pulls a rocket out of his anus and rides it.
Did you know that the only way to distinguish a worm's front and its rear is if it poops?
Poops out rockets. Worms Revolution, everyone!
Worms is a great game.
Which
Worms
one?
is super fun.
All of them.
Well, the 3D worms kind of the layouts.
Oh, that
kinda
one was yeah, but the 2D worms are amazing.
We're gonna have to do some of those.
The
Yes.
2D worms?
We'll have to do some worms.
Worms is a good stream game. Pretty sure. I haven't used Worms right now.
Yes, like I always stream. So mixing it up into an area where only one of us knows more about it. BMG Drive.
It's BeamNG Drive. That is it's basically a car crash simulator. Car sandbox with soft body physics. So basically, you have a car, you can do whatever the hell you want, and it crashes realistically, and stuff breaks on it.
Yeah, but that stuff's in early access. Why should you buy something in early access? They just make Crash Simulator and like, yeah, don't just give us money. Does it update properly?
Yes, it updates. It updates monthly. That's why I bought it. As I've noticed it when it initially went out for early access before it was on Steam. I watched a few videos. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but not gonna pay for early access. So a few months ago, I noticed it was released on Steam. They've been actively updating it, and yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So, early access done right. What about when games don't do it right? Like every survival sandbox game.
Daisy.
That's not true. That's
Ark.
not true.
I
That's
know
not true.
there are some of
That's
them
not
that
true.
Daisy. Ark.
Ark is not in that list. Ark updates constantly.
there are,
Yeah, but it's still
a lot of it is
terrible.
a lot
No,
of this
the
is
only
in
reason it's
jest.
bad- okay, hear me out. The only reason Ark can be considered bad at this point is because the optimization is not optimized.
A lot of it in jest, but there are a lot of games that are coming out just being unfinished and not releasing.
EA.
True, EA gives us full releases not finished. What about the other EA? Early access. Ha. Oh my god, that's what EA stood for all along. It's not Electronic Arts. It's early access.
Oh,
they did it
EA
first!
actually made good games about 10 years ago. For instance, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 1942, Battlefield...
Bad Company.
Bad Company 2. Great game.
Bad company.
And good song. So,
Good band.
what makes you want to buy an early access game?
The excitement of keeping up with it as it develops into a
This
fully-fledged
gigantic
game.
throbbing erection, that's what.
Alright, well. That's
Two
spicy.
types of people, right?
That's real spicy. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan
Oh,
of early
come on.
access games.
Way professional, leaving your phone on while you're on a podcast. As I immediately check my phone to make sure it's on silent.
So, I've gone into a couple early access games. Probably the one I've found the most favor in was Nuclear Throne, because every Sunday there's more updates for it, rebalancing items, releasing more content, releasing characters. Not much, but when they actually did back, they released, I think, like 3 or 4 new characters from when I played it originally. And then they added in daily runs, which is something really awesome. I'm pretty excited. I like daily runs because it gives you replayability. Also, you can fight for scores, and everything should be score attacking.
Be like, fuck that guy. He beat my score.
Exactly. Because then you either, you develop bonds of hatred. You hate him because he beat you, or you think he's scum because he died on level 1 because he took the grenade launcher and didn't actually get a single kill. Not that that happened.
Like the good old days in the arcade.
Except now, we pump credit cards into Steam, not quarters.
Bow chicka bow wow.
So,
Bow chicka wow wow.
early access has kind of hit us a little too hard. And there are some other games that aren't early access that keep making more and more. We've got a bit of oversaturation in the market right now with, tell me the last holiday season you didn't see a Call of Duty or an Assassin's Creed. Or this year when more than 3 months went by and a FNAF game didn't come out. Or
Wasn't it like 4 between 3 and 4?
Yeah, it wasn't very long though.
Yeah, and then they're gonna make the FNAF RPG game.
Whoa! Oh my
It
god!
already exists. It's called Five Nights at Fuckboys.
But this one's gonna be made by Scott Cawthon.
Scott Cawthon could not possibly make a better RPG than Five Nights at Fuckboys.
Well, that one has spoopy elements. This one just has the characters. And then there are a lot of simulator games coming out. Some just simulator games like Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Oh man, shit, what was his name? I think
Jack.
Fly Daily and the Gaming Lemon both made some fucking hilarious videos in that game.
Yeah, and people thought it was weird when I took video of me showering with my dad. But no, put it in a video game, it's acceptable.
Well, you see, it's a 2D dong. That's different.
And they kind of put some slightly larger pixels around it, so...
Oh, in the game, there are options for nudity. You want to know what they are?
Is that the hair?
Okay, here they are in order. Yeah, yup, hell yeah, and dong. Those are your only options.
Très bien. Très bien. Fantastic. So,
How do you know this?
Because Ayumu and I made a video on it.
so pick I'll have Scott go first. #1 series you're tired of seeing games on.
Call of Goddamn Duty.
And why?
Because they keep fucking pumping them out and they're the same goddamn game. Actually, no, I changed my answer to every sports game ever.
Madden. For too long, we've suffered.
Whoa! The sports games have changed dramatically. Now you can kind of, sort of, almost fix your face, and FIFA has chicks in it now.
Was it really?
Yeah, I believe the newest one has one of the female teams that beat Japan.
Game of the year.
Nice. Now, the real question is, does it have accurate physics? If you know what I mean.
That we mean boob physics.
If it doesn't have anime physics, I'm upset.
Which anime? We talking
When
like
she is
Madoka
standing-
Magica, or are we talking High School DxD?
When she is standing perfectly still, if I can't see those moving at least 25 miles per hour, I am upset. I want a refund.
So High School of the Dead style.
Yes. So we've got for sports game. Pick. What series are you tired of seeing?
I'm gonna say Five Nights at Freddy's.
And why?
Because he doesn't make significant enough changes. Because, like, the first 3 games are basically the same game. 4 mixes it up a little bit, and that's why I like 4 better than 2 or 3.
You clearly don't understand. There are masks involved, and doors were removed.
Let's be honest here, the mask is a second door.
Yeah, but doors, man.
Doors.
Why do you have an office without doors?
Call it
Also,
a cubicle.
why does it cost power to close a door?
And keep it closed.
Because fuck you, that's why.
There's a thing called gravity. It should cost.
It's like the Star Trek doors. They go.
They go.
That is confirmed. If there are Star Trek doors, it's much more ahead of its time. And I'm gonna set my soapbox up here for just a second.
Oh, jeez.
I understand it is a fictional world, and I'm okay with that. I can believe that they're spirits controlling them. I can believe that they're demons controlling them. A man fitting in that Springtrap suit, I can't believe it. The suit's like 5'6", with its ears making it taller.
No, it's not.
It's not that big.
It's taller than that.
It's not that big. Also, if you look at it the way the joints are set up, I personally don't see how a human being could fit inside that unless he was like a 4-foot midget.
Well, didn't they stuff the person inside of the suit?
Only in the first games, the spring lock suits were something someone could readily get inside and walk around. But the moisture on your breath could make it fail and close shut on you. Who would get in that? I ask you, who would? For probably like $2 an hour. It's 1973-ish. By the 74, 5. I don't know my years anymore.
The bite of 87.
That's what it is.
The bite?
So the bite. Yeah, it's before.
What?
It's before that with the animatronic suits. So I just don't buy it. I don't think he could fit in there. The way that the joints are set up, it would have to move much differently. So, switching it up, the game I'm actually most worried about with sequels coming out is a game I actually enjoy. Is Dark Souls. I like how punishing Dark Souls can be, and how the controls don't feel rewarding, or they really do. Because it's all based on you now. It's your ability to control the character with what you're given. But I want him to slow down a little bit, because we had Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls Scholars of the First Sin, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and I'm sure Bloodborne 2 is going to be out real quick.
Dank Souls.
I would like them to take a little bit more time. I'm okay. We like Dark Souls. As the Dark Souls community, you're going to play Dark Souls. Don't get us wrong, From Software. Work on your game. Take a little more time. Do not become the next Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed, who just spews out the same thing every single time with the most minor of changes, and we change the setting.
Not even really spewing. It's more like, oh, okay, here you go.
Oh, yes.
I don't feel that way about
Oh,
Assassin's Creed, though.
yes.
Well, that's how I feel. We are all allowed to feel different.
Well, no, because the reason is, like, they don't spew out an Assassin's Creed game. They take a lot of time and effort making a full, complete, vibrant world.
Yeah, except for, which one was it that was totally broken? Oh yeah, Unity.
We don't talk about Unity. Besides, I had more fun in Unity just exploring than I did playing the actual game.
Exploring all of the goddamn bugs.
Yeah, I think the bugs are the highlight of the game. So, with all these games coming out, you know what? Syndicate's coming out. Dark Souls 3 is going to be coming out. We got new Call of Duty is coming out. We got games coming out. What do you do with new games? You can pre-order them. What do you guys think about pre-ordering?
It depends on the situation. For instance, if it's a game that you know is going to be done well, for instance, Grand Theft Auto 5. I had played it on the Xbox 360. I knew it was a great game, so I've pre-ordered it for the PC, and I love it. I have quite a few hours on record. Haven't gotten into the modding just yet because it's a pain in the ass and ain't nobody got time for that. But I love them. I do like the multiplayer, except I don't have any friends.
I purposely don't play. Pick pre-ordering. What do you think?
It's great. I don't see anything wrong with pre-ordering. Like I can't think of a single con to it. So
for me, I work at a game store, and you know, they want us to do pre-orders. With the particular store, when you pre-order something, you're literally just setting money down. It goes towards the game. If all of a sudden you're like, nah, man, I want pre-order, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna move that to, you know, today's purchase. So you don't have to really worry too much about it. On Steam, totally different. I picked up the Batman game on Steam.
Arkham bullshit.
Yup. And it was supposed to be good. All the other Batman games were really fun and good and worked well. This one did not.
Well, it worked well for the consoles, but the PC port was garbage.
True, I have heard little to no complaints about console. PC, I think it was taken off for like half a month or more.
No, I think it was completely removed. Hold on, let me...
It's still not on, because they're working on fixing it.
And when did that come out? Too long ago. So, with it, I like the fact that, you know, a lot of times you can get extra deals with pre-orders. For example, The Binding of Isaac. When Rebirth came out from Edmund Macmillan, it was, I think it's a $15 game initially, and he charged $10, I think it was like $10.14 or something, for the game. You know, oh no, $10, it's so expensive. But you saved $5 for it, so it was worth it. You know, it gave you a reason to pre-order it, and that was also if you had the first game, which
right.
If you wanted to buy the first game before, it was $5, and you would get that discount.
Also, it was on sale several times for like literally 69 cents.
Oh yeah, goes on sale all the time. So there's also right now, as we spoke, Afterbirth is out. It is a $10.99 DLC, which is a little pricey from what it's been before.
For $6.66.
I believe if you own the game and pre-order it, it may just be pre-order it. Well, okay, no, it's DLC. You have to own the game to buy it. But if you pre-purchase it, it's $6.66. You save 39% on it. That's a good reason to you're saving.
Ayumu, I'm gonna tell you something right now. The save 39% is bullshit. Where I work, I do pricing, and they always do the, you know, save X% over the set default price. The set default price is bullshit. It's just something that the corporate makes up just so they can make it seem like people are getting a good deal.
But he's not going to lower the price once it comes out. For everywhere else, I'll give it that. But it's going to be $10.99 when the game comes out until the next Steam sale. So with this, I'll agree at stores, this is just like bologna and cheese sandwiches. But this is actually going to be, you save some money. So I think that's a good feature when they make it worth your while to pre-order. Some things are like, hey bro, you can save like 1%.
And I'm out of beer.
Pre-order it.
Damn it.
Or some of them, which is pre-order it. It's the same price. I don't know, I guess. And I know many people boycott pre-ordering because if a game is bad, if you're gonna buy it on day one, you might as well pre-order it.
How we get a guaranteed copy on day one?
Exactly, you get a guaranteed copy of it. Now,
I mean, unless you know, use Steam like the PC Master Race.
Steam does refunds for probably at least 70% of the things. Just when you find out the game's crap, it shouldn't take you more than 2 hours to find out a game is crap. And you should, if you're getting it on day one to pre-order it, you probably should play it within the first 2 weeks. That's Steam's refund system. They're fairly forgiving. I had about 5 hours in the new Batman game fighting to get it to work, and they still gave me my full refund. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, and yes, it's going to be Steam credit, but
it's Steam credit.
You still got it back.
Right, and you already spent the money on games, so why not spend it on a good game?
Exactly. So I love that system that they have. They're fairly lenient. Just explain it to them. I don't know how much they read it. I was fiddling with the settings for 3 hours. And they're like, all right, bro, here you go. Here's some money. You gotta wait like a couple days because we gotta process it. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Just give me back my money.
So I'm guessing you were like yar har fiddly dee, trying to get this FPS cap off of here.
Yeah. Yeah. And like poop. So, with that, we'll segue a little bit. And
like the two-wheeled scooter thing.
oh yeah. Also, they're not called
Two-wheel scooter
hoverboards.
thing.
Someone told me
I've
it was
actually ridden one of those. They're kind of fun.
Someone told me it was a hoverboard, and I laughed at them. I want it to be known it has wheels. It's not hovering. Shut up.
Although Lexus, I think it was Lexus actually has made a hoverboard. You have to have it over a magnetic track, but
Yeah,
it
and
hovers.
it only works in like really cold environments or something.
Well, at least.
Well, the way it works is they've got a magnetic thing. They've got it cooled down to some obnoxiously low temperature, so it becomes a superconductor. And science alert, everybody! Before I start spouting off law and order.
Whoa!
But superconductor basically, the way that works is it's a material that has gotten so cold that it remembers its quantum state as to the magnetic field. So if it's oriented like, say, 45 degrees to the magnetic field, it will hold that orientation. I'm sure there are a multitude of videos you can find on the YouTubes to get to find that stuff.
Science.
Yes.
Also, Game Boy noises.
I know. I was turning on my Game Boy.
So, for this cast, it's not always going to be about video games. Sometimes we'll throw a little science and aircraft history. That's knowledge, not history. But stuff at you. But it's going to be a lot of nerd culture stuff. And this sort of goes into video games, but I've wanted to talk about it with some people recently. Censoring in media formats, where things are given a rating, and I believe that the rating should kind of be, hey, you have a rating. That's good. Now, I will say, extremes are extremes. Like if you have snuff films where real people are actually dying, yeah, I don't want to see that stuff. So, you know, that can be censored. But other forms, bring up the example of animes blacking things out. And when they black out parts that contain violence, or they change the color of blood. I'm playing a game. It was based off a visual novel of the one with the Monokuma. I never remember its name. It's Danganronpa or something similar to that. I got the new Vita game, and it wound up. I liked Vita. Shut up. It wound up being, the visual novel wound up being a third-person shooter. Okay. When something dies, and it may just be the style they've chosen, but blood is bright Pepto-Bismol pink.
Like, think the first like 10 seconds of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. You're following the trail of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like.
But their language is very descriptive. It'd be something like, he popped out his eye and in his fingers like peeled it like a grape. Or he was lying covered in his blood with his intestines in his hands like sausage links.
Interesting.
So it's got an M rating on it. It is stated that there's scenes for adults. Why is it Pepto-Bismol pink?
Because fuck you, that's why.
So what are your thoughts on censoring in it, whether it be removing language, removing violence, or removing adult scenes?
I can understand it if you're trying to port it to a less mature audience, like I could totally see Cartoon Network, for example, when they broadcast an Attack on Titan. I could see them censoring a good part of that because Attack on Titan is a very visceral anime. But if it's in a format where people of the proper audience are going to be watching it, don't censor it. It's part of the story.
And you have a rating for a reason.
Yeah.
Scott? What's your opinions on it?
Yeah, I got about the same opinions. If you're trying to meet a rating so you can be like broadcast or culturally accepted or like something, then yeah, it's fine. But if you've already got the like M rating or whatever, so you can show as much blood and guts or gore or tits as you want, then why I want to see.
Oh, he wants to see them titties, eh? Now,
Big Ayumu titties.
I can completely understand when it's an artistic choice to do those things. And I don't want to, if you're an artist of any kind, I don't want to tell you how to make it. The Binding of Isaac doesn't need Isaac with a dick. That's just unneeded. So he chose not to have it. That's perfectly fine.
I
But
think his mom cut it off to prevent him from sinning.
Sinning.
Oh,
okay. I think that like you cut off his dick so he can't sit, but his butt's intact. So my biggest problem is when it looks dumb. An old example, and anime has gotten much better. In Tenchi Muyo, they painted on bathing suits. It looked really, really bad. They didn't even like outline the no, it just like their skin color changed to bathing suits at scenes. It's like you can basically see everything, but it's painted different. So
it's kind of like when they censored Dragon Ball.
Yes.
And,
exactly.
And Dragon Ball Z when they made Mr. Popo blue because people were worried that black people would get offended because it was quite obviously a black stereotype.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly where to stand on this. When it comes down to like Jinx,
Mr. Popo's side, because if you don't,
we'll
train you.
We're through the Popo's train. You're not talking about Popo's train. But Jinx from Pokemon, the episode was removed because it had Jinx in it, and also Jinx became purple, I believe. Mr. Popo became blue. What about the Smurfs? Huh? What about them? He's not one of the Smurfs. Is he like Grandpappy Smurf? Grandpapa?
The Smurfs.
Did he eat all the Smurfs? And he gained their magic powers.
It's like that episode of South Park.
Yes. So with it, I was watching Tokyo Ghoul on Hulu specifically, and they did odd censoring. There are graphic scenes in Tokyo Ghoul. It's kind of like a monster fighting vampire zombie-esque thing. I don't really know what to call it. There's superhumans fighting each other in gory instances. They would censor some scenes. In one scene, there's a character who gets his head half chopped off. And they censor that. That's fine, I guess. But they censor it to having giant black bars, like covering like 90% of the screen. But then other scenes, they show people eating each other. Like, that's more acceptable? And
one caveat I have to toss in here. You watched it on Hulu. I watched it on Kiss Anime.
Yeah, Hulu's just...
But why did they make those decisions that half of someone's head missing is unacceptable, but eating people is acceptable, and you know it's people? It's not like Sweeney Todd, where it's ambiguous. No, he's ripping their flesh apart.
Because there are already cannibalistic stuff all over television.
No.
But there's also violence all over television as well.
Yeah,
but they also show a scene where he basically rips his leg apart. That's acceptable, but half a head, or even a stab scene.
Stab.
Like there wasn't massive gore in that scene. He just got stabbed. But that was censored to giant black bars over it. So with censoring, you put a rating on it for a reason. I understand that. But why do you then further...
I believe Ayumu has gotten a case of the salt.
Salt. This is how I make my living with this salt mine. So that is my biggest problems with censoring. And to wrap everything up, I took notes for this, and I'm gonna have these two fellows read my notes the way they are written. They're gonna skip some, but pick out the... I don't spell very well. So, read it how it's actually written.
Which one?
Kagami cast. Intro Dictisawesome.
No, it's
New
intro
game
Dictio-
/ coming out, giggity. Soma, After Birth. Boomj Drive.
Boom.
Early Access Procon. Oversaturation. X Call of Duty Assassin's Creed.
Alright. Let's not take all the fun. Take it over.
I'm gonna Dark Seals, FNAF, Survival Sandbox Gum, Simulator Gum, Preorder, Censoring, and Media, Blocking Out, Monarchic Nudity, Removing Violence, Difference between Alraron Froll or Barrison Rolls. My Spellabering.
Also, for the true finale, climax! Oh!
God, that kick.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Love you so.